on George. And Caldwell Pope will defend. Shot clock at 5. Paul George.
What a shot.
He's going to put back.
George. Saw Porzingis.
Grabbed by George, turns, 4 to shoot. Crossing over on Simon, steps back, launches a triple. Paul George, big shot.
Paul George. The fadeaway. And he fell.
A 1-point lead. Here come the Clippers. George muscling in on Highsmith and the foul.
And the lead now swells 77-69. George down the lane, hangs and hits. What a play by Paul.
The Wizards look like they're in that matchup 2-3 zone right now.
It's Paul George getting to the...
He's signaling to the referees.
George off the pick, into the lane, the Euro step, and...
This game. Paul George, the step back.
What a luxury the LA Clippers have with Paul George and Kawhi Leonard on the wing as defenders.
Both in the top 6.
Paul George off the man screen. George working against Buddy Hield. And Paul George.
Ball reversed to the other side of the floor. They played 2-on-2 on one side.
George, step back 3, put it in.
To the traditional center, and then we'll see more of LeBron and at times, of course, AD at that spot. So just expect Dwight as well.
Well, you know why he's so smart, right? I mean, he's highly intelligent, like Paul George right there with that jump shot.
Just stop. Down 5. Keegan guarding George. George spinning, layup.
Of the season against the Knicks the other day, George a step away. It's good. The first bucket for Paul George.
Oh, why? Paul George leads the way with a dozen for 3. Paul George leads the way with 15 on a perfect.
Working on a 60-point half. Deep 2. Just inside the 3-point arc.
George trying to show off the handles, can't get around Giddey, gets to the free throw line and
Far side to George. Late in the clock. Step away 3. Wow. Paul George.
they're in perfect position to get it. Back to Paul, gallops into the lane, sneaks to the hole and scoops and scores on.
George tries to play a 2-man game. Mizzou calls his own number.
40% shooting for the Clippers inside, forcing.
George is going to good front by Jose, but it's going to be a fall away.
He's going to raise over top of
You
him.
got it.
Take a sizable lead here into the 4th. George about 9. George step back 3. It's back for George. What a shot. 88-69.
George, he's top 5 in steals. We saw that when he was a Pacer. He does it.
Chance to go back in front, 3 minutes to play in the 3rd. George, the cross on Smith, takes it in, corkscrews for 2. 83-82 LA. Thomas.
So important to the success of the Golden State Warriors.
It's the 3rd game back for Peyton as Paul George. They ranked 29th in the league in 3-point percentage. Paul George, a little mid-range.
No, and now it's Paul George. He's going to go inside and hit. Timeout Atlanta. They got
that screen. You can't catch up and get back into the picture.
Paul George, pull-up jumper, got it. How it's done. George with 3 to shoot. Gets to the rim, scoops it up and in.
They have not said it's a suspension either.
Right. They count the basket. Yes, George counted and a foul.
Battling inside. Just out-jumped Zubac there. All 7 of his field goals in the paint. That will count.
George. Paul George, the Clippers lead. Paul George makes his move behind the back. Pulls up jumper. It's good.
PG checks the rear view. Long strides, chops his steps into the lane. The 1-2, count it, and the foul.
KZ guarding Paul George. George, step back. Oh. Here's George. Working against McCollum. And there's a... George will go right at him. Twisting, turning, fading, firing, counted on a foul.
Early, make Paul George see bodies.
George crosses, sweeps it right back to Larry Nance. It's
Three-point line. Clippers creeping back into it. George from the line to the lane to the rim. Oh, takes
takes it to the house and makes a little noise.
Able to get you to help. You help off of him, then he makes the assist to a teammate.
Oh, Paul George.
Snap this losing streak.
Mid-range, good offense and defense.
Paul George sidestep to three. Good.
That's tough.
15 points. Paul George with a shot.
Played on 3 teams the last 3 seasons. George, a step back, foul circle jumper. It is good. And then Knicks and Nets for the Clippers. George lets it.
But he hasn't been on the floor in a game since the 22nd of December. How about that? Terrence Mann on the deck. And Nick Batum in the corner. George Stroll.
None of that's going to matter, though, if they can't get stops on this end.
That's a tough shot, Paul George.
Paul George, go-to guy, spin on Reeves, impossible
Tonight, if you wonder, 25 is the franchise high. George counted on a foul! The Clippers.
Jaden Ivey, he hasn't had the ball a lot, but a few times he has. He's been aggressive and he's putting pressure right into the chest of the...
Similar build. I'm not doctor.
The bench. George.
That's 4 by the Lakers. Here's Paul George, 6 points so far. Make it 8.
Happy for that young man.
George has got a little one-on-one, pulls it back and buries it. Paul George.
Drives on McDermott, stops on a dime. He's the mid-range. Better place when he is in it. We talked about it when we were in San Antonio on Friday as George glides to the rim and lays it in. George gets downhill right to the rim. Oh, my.
George once again, Bogdanovich. Step back three, splash for Paul George. He is fit.
Bulls just 4 of 14 here in the third quarter, so the defense has a say. Get in there, count.
Westbrook, the Clippers looking to push. The shot clock is dark. They're down by 2. George wants it all. The three. Oh, my God, push the Clippers out in front.
Those were cash in the first 4 games.
George on the pull-up, nails a 3.
Hangs and hits. 17 first half points for the Pretzels there in Philadelphia.
Awesome.
Absolutely next level. George bump going up.